Everybody, Rich with Prep U down here in one of the bunkers. Um, as the title of this video stated, is Are you ready for the 2024 presidential election? Um, I don't mean voting. We did a video like this in 2016 and 2020, and I just wanted to bring it up again because some of those videos are 4 years ago. So, but anyhow, what I'm talking about is hopefully you've gone out and voted. Bank your vote, get out there, vote early because you never know what's going to happen down the road. You could have a flat tire on election day or whatever. Get out there, bank your vote. But what I'm talking about is what could happen because of the election. Now, I'm not predicting one way or the other. I'm not saying one group is better than the, well, yeah, I am. I kind of am. But anyhow, um, there's a lot of things you need to think about when it comes to election time. And I wrote down some notes here, and these are the things I want you to think about. And a lot of the stuff I'm talking about, I do have videos about. Okay. Um, but what I want you to do, if you're a prepper, a good prepper like I am, which I'm sure you are if you've been watching my videos, you're set. I mean, you've got your food, you got your water, you got your medical supplies. And that's really good and that's really important because if you have all that stuff, you can stay at home. If things get really bad, depending on where you live, um, you don't have to worry about anything. But here's some other things you need to think about. All right, gasoline. Do you have gasoline for generators? Do you have a solar generator, which is really good? Unless you don't have any sun, then you're kind of screwed there. Do you have alternative cooking and heating devices? Um, could something happen to the grid? Sure. Could there be sabotage? Could there be really bad problems? Um, you might not be able to get to the gas station to get fuel. Your cars and your gasoline um, tanks should be full. Um, you should be set to go. You should be ready for this. Um, do you have supplies to protect you, your family, and your stuff? Are you prepared? Do you have A? Do you have the equipment? Two or B? Do you have a plan? Your home. Do you have a way to protect your home from others that may want your stuff or others that are causing problems? You want to think about that. And as long as we're on that, what about civil unrest? What if there's civil unrest based on the outcome of the election? And what do you need to think about? You need to think about alternate routes to work, back home, um, to escape. Maybe you're in a bad area that there is major civil unrest or riots or protesting, and you just need to get out. You need to think about that. How do you get yourself away from a riot? What do you do if you get caught up in a riot? Got videos on that. Go back and take a look at that. Um, what about, do you have a plan to get your kids from school, get them home, get them protected? We have videos on that too. You can take a look at some of those. You know, like I talked about, what if you get caught in the middle of a protest? All of a sudden you turn down the road and there's a protest or a riot or bad things going on. What do? You definitely don't get out of your car. Make sure that you've got something to protect you in that car and just get out of there as fast as you can. Um, can you gather your clan or your family? Can you get them home from school or from work or from wherever? Obviously, don't take around that time. I would not suggest, you know, going anyplace, going on vacation or whatever. Stay home where your stuff is, and let's just see what happens. Let's ride this out because it could be very interesting uh, once the winner of the election is announced. You know, um, Something else you need to know is obviously where you live, where you work, where you go to school. You need to know and understand your surroundings at all times. Okay. And what's around you. You need to take a good look at the areas that you travel that could have civil unrest, that could have issues, they could have protesters or demonstrations or whatever that are going to affect you and your ability to get where you need to go. And some of the places I started to think about, where would a lot of these protests happen? Where have they been happening in the past? Well, schools, mostly universities, but high schools. We've had issues at high school where kids have gotten all upset, more colleges, and they've gone out into the neighborhoods and they've blocked streets and stuff like that. Government buildings, obviously, this is an election. This is, and that involves the government. If they don't like it, they're going to protest at government buildings or individual senators and congressmen's their brick and mortar location, their election headquarters. Uh, where will protesters and rioters want to go to make the most damage? Well, they're going to want to be in on main roads, major intersections, bridges, tunnels, and congested areas. So you need to think about your day-to-day operations, the day-to-day walking around, driving to work or taking public transportation, whatever. You need to think of alternative routes. Okay, well, I know next time you go, you got a couple weeks. Next time you drive, because we all do it. We've taken the same road for the last 15 years, gone to the same building, but you really don't know what you're driving past because you're tunnel vision on, you're wanting to get there. Take a look at what's around you on your routes. Take a look at alternate routes. Get them in your head. Don't rely on your phone. Okay? That's very, very important. Do you have supplies in your vehicle that if you get stuck somewhere and you have to get out of your vehicle, now hopefully it's in a where it's you're just stuck, there's just traffic, you can't get anywhere, do you have clothes and shoes and equipment um, to get you home? Obviously, something, put stuff in a backpack, food and some water and something to protect you in that backpack to make it on home. Um, I'm not trying to scare you at all. I'm just not. I don't know what's going to happen, but I just want to prepare you. Don't want to scare you. I want to prepare you and get your head around what could happen. Um, there's a lot of things that there's been a lot of projection, and it's been in different magazines and newspapers that um, people are not going to accept the election. I know we talk about January 6th. They talk about it as being an insurrection. It's probably the worst insurrection that ever happened in the world, to be honest with you. It was just a couple of bad actors causing some problems. That's what it is. You might disagree with me, but it wasn't going to stop the government. It wasn't going to take over the country or anything like that. It was really not an insurrection. It was just some bad actors that did some bad things. All right. And we could have been a little government help there, but we don't know. I don't want to go into um, conspiracy theories. But that on a larger scale, depending on how the election goes, is a concern for all of us. Now, if you live in a certain area that you don't have this problem, great. But if you live in major cities, if you live where there's universities, where there's been issues with protesting the Israel war in the Middle East, you know what I'm talking about. You know how bad things can get. You know you can't get out. Um, if you remember the riots and the Summer of Love, people saw entire blocks burning to the ground and grocery stores being emptied out and Targets being emptied out and stuff like that. It's a distinct possibility that could happen again. Um, depending on the opportunity that these people have, whoever they might be, to cause problems and stuff like that. I'm really hoping that nothing happens, obviously, but I just want you to be ready. I'm ready. I want you to be ready. I want you to think about the things that we talked about. Take a look at this video a couple different times. We talked about a lot of stuff. Take a look at some of our videos online about alternate routes or hoofing it home, you know, if your car breaks down and what you need. It talks about what if you get stuck in a riot, different things, your car emergency kits that you should have, or how to protect your home, and how to gather the clan and all that. We have all kinds of videos that are real good. If I put them all together, it'd take too long, but I want you to go back and take a look at some of those. Um, that's it. I can't thank all of you enough for watching this video. Please pass it on to your friends, especially your kids and your relatives and friends, and talk us up and get us out there so they are also prepared too for this. I want to thank all my subscribers, obviously, and all my new subscribers that I've gotten over the last couple of weeks being back on YouTube and Rumble. And I really appreciate you. As we always say when we end, always be aware of your surroundings. And this video kind of tells you why you need to be aware of your surroundings. Even if you're at home, if you've gotten the clan home and everybody's here and safe, you and your family might have to protect your homestead. That's very important. Also, if you haven't gotten it already, please get up to 3 months or more of food if you have to shelter in place. And also have some of that food in quick carry, quick, I'm out of here, bug out now, backpacks, whatever, to throw in your car at least 3 days worth of food to get you where you need to go. And think about, now is the time to think about, if this happens, where am I going? Am I going to relatives? Am I going to a hotel? Where am I going? Where's safe? And what's the safest route to get there? And please, please prep like your life depends on it, because it does. And it's that simple. If you don't prepare, you won't survive. So thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Like I said, pass this along, and we'll see you next time. Hopefully nothing happens.